Pretty good. Welcome everybody. This is one of the best podcast on YouTube right now. This is the Men of the Metaverse podcast. I am Brandon. I'm here with my best friend Lewis. Lewis, how you doing today?
Sure, I'm doing great. The girl got promoted.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Fuck
Well, it
out.
depends. It depends because you never know what side of the fence you on as far as women working and stuff like that. And
What the
I'm
hell
glad.
you talking
But
about?
listen,
I can let you finish your
but
statement.
listen, because that's something I hear on the internet about women and whether they should be working, should they be aiming for jobs and careers. But like I said, congratulations. I guess we'll find out where we stand with that kind of stuff. Because you did call me today. You told me about an interview somebody was having. So I did listen. I was thinking it was going to go a different way, but I'm going to let you get into it.
You see how Brandon go do that?
Since you up,
man on the metaverse, me, Lewis. My last name starts with a P. If you dig deep enough, you can find exactly who I am.
Okay.
I don't care how much a woman makes. That has no dealing on. Don't bring down my self-esteem or make me feel no type of way.
Same.
Now, some women and men cannot handle money and more responsibility, and they get big-headed.
Right. Correct.
Those type of people are harder to deal with.
Correct.
Because in reality, my personality, you can't beat me, so who cares? That's what I'm
in
from.
some area. Well, I get what you're saying. Yeah. But you win the battles you can win. If you talk about certain things, yeah. But
you can't beat me.
And what?
So I don't need to be. I'm this big and bad. The women over me, I'm this big and bad. I got all the money. Nah, I don't care. I can be zero. You can't beat me. I'm cool.
Right. Well, but I guess some guys, they have an ego and they can be easily upset or bruised and they feel a certain type of way when they hear women saying certain stuff like, you don't make as much money as I do, but does that matter to you? Like, does that mean somebody's better than you if they make more money than you?
That does not. But here's the key: what guys gotta understand: a woman should have to. A woman should be cool.
We're talking about your partner now.
Your partner should be cool by living under your lifestyle.
Okay.
So at your current lifestyle, if she got more money to increase it a little bit, but she's still fine with your current lifestyle, that's just icing on the cake. But you should be able to live at your lifestyle.
I agree.
It's when these guys who feel the type of way, they feel something I can't provide for my woman because her lifestyle is up here. That's not the girl for you.
Yeah.
Found a girl at your lifestyle or lower, which is easy to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women are in poverty.
But that's the problem. I think most people are in poverty.
And I tell you why they in poverty.
Why?
Because you left the kids all on the woman.
Yeah.
Now, if we switch it around and have the man have the kids, it's a good chance black man to be in more poverty and a woman be more successful. But we can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm glad you say that because like I say, I'm not sure where you lie on certain things, but that makes a lot of sense. So I can agree with that. Do you think everybody should be able to agree on that? What we just said,
Brandon? I lie on reality, so I don't know where or when you was confused.
Well, we did talk about what's the name? Finesse 2 times, and we were saying that him having 2 kids with these 2 women, that could be okay. That could be an okay thing. Now I know we're doing a show, but I think I know where you stand, but
Finesse 2 times, he got multiple forms of income. He came out this week. He get a disability check.
I was going to ask you about that too.
He get SSI.
So he was saying he's on.
He's fine. He got 2 checks coming in.
Okay, I got you.
So he's okay. And the babies, I don't know how to go. They gonna find a way. Got some hood rat stuff. They gonna find a way.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think Finesse 2 times is a hood rat?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Fair is fair.
A male hood rat.
A male hood rat. Okay, that's it.
Like
but no,
Moneybags Joe, a male hood rat.
You're right.
Young Gotti transformed. He's not that anymore.
He's not that anymore. I can't remember what year you think Yo Gotti was a hood rat. It was early on. Like he's
2006. It's been a long time coming. A lot of dope running. Bustin' trying to dodge these cases.
Right. So what? I know we way off topic, but just a quick answer. How do you get from hood rat to where Yo Gotti is? What mindset did he have to change that?
You already said it. Mind. He has to have a mind to grow.
Okay.
Muhammad Ali said, if you the same person as you 20 as you was 40, something wrong.
Correct.
Something wrong. But I will say guys are mostly the same, but our foresight may be a little better. That's all I'm saying. So
you'll think about certain things before you do them, and because you already know the outcome. You be like, okay, when I do this is the outcome. So let me not do that because I already know I don't like the outcome.
You know why I think it's a theory, Brandon?
What?
I think a lot of men don't change over time.
I don't think you can.
But watch this. But I think a lot of women, they would change greatly over time.
Yeah, for sure. Like Yo Gotti is still the same person, but he's smarter about his decisions. Would you agree with that?
Foresight, yes.
Right.
And I think a lot of women, they'll go through stages because their body reacts different than ours. So they'll go through stages, and if they are with a guy who could have been the same for 15 years, and then they'll go to a stage, man, I want a family, I want this, I need a person who can get this. Then they'll say I had to break up with them because they wasn't compatible.
Right. I agree. And that's kind of what Eboni Williams is kind of going through a little bit. I think she had I think she had a future. I mean, she had a way her life was going to be playing out, but then it didn't play out that way. She said she was married and everything was fine, and then she was like, this is not what I want anymore. I'm doing other things. We'll get into it, but then she switched completely.
We ain't gonna get into too much. I got 4 clips. Okay. So I got a 30-minute, 22-minute segment. You ready to get into it, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Not at all, but let's just make a pause on that though, just for the sake of we understand that, but let's understand that. So what Lauren is saying, and it's very important.
Correct, fair use, but they go tag our video anyway for copyright. Anyway.
I don't understand, but go ahead.
I know other people run a whole hour video,
right? And it's fine.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to come back here, edit the video, gonna look crazy to make it not copyright, but hopefully it's not. It's power in words. Fair use. This is for educational purposes only, and we are going to start it over.
Not at all, but let's just make a pause on that though, just for the sake of we understand that, but let's kind of expand that. So what Lauren is saying, and it's very important, is that oftentimes men like to be the good guy, right? Can we just acknowledge that men, despite their behaviors and choices and the way they oftentimes show up in the world, it's like a man will keep a girlfriend, have 15 million side chicks, because why? He don't want to be the bad guy and break up with his girlfriend. That's the kind of stuff men tend to do, right? And spoiler alert, it does not get better as they age. Anyway, so I believe that men mean well when they say they're looking for their Michelle Obama, when they say they're looking for the Beyonce to their Jay-Z. But they're lying.
Would you agree they can't handle that ego-wise as well?
I'm not going to go in that direction. What I am going to...
Not at all, but...
Let's just make a pause on that, though, just for the sake of
All right, Brandon, did you hear that statement?
Yeah, she made a lot of statements that I don't agree with. But have you...
How about this statement? Let's focus on this one. She said, men want to be the good guy despite their behavior. Man will have a girlfriend and many side chicks.
That's not true. That's not
That's
true.
what she yes.
But she tried to slide that in there and make it a fact, and then say this what's going on, a guy having many side chicks. It's only gonna get worse when they get older. That's not true.
No, she said it's gonna say the same when they get older.
But then she said, what she say? Side note or something like that. It's only gonna get worse when they get older. She said something like that, but she didn't say it was gonna get better. They're gonna stop doing it though.
See, the problem is she put all men into a box.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
Let me ask you a question, and you better answer it right.
Okay.
Or our damn podcast is over.
Okay, go ahead.
Brandon, you ever cheated on your wife?
No, I haven't.
Not per Ebony.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can even ask me, do I have a side chick? I don't have a side chick. I don't have multiple sides. Like, just because something happened to her, she feel like, shoot, that's where all black men doing. That's like if a Chinese man beat me up and next year another Chinese man beat me up. I get on a broadcast and be like, look, guys, it's Chinese people out here. They'll beat you up. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. I can't.
Now, in that scenario, you can.
No, you can't.
They only 5% of the population.
No, but that's not.
What's the average of two? You get attacked by two of them. Huh?
That's fair, but still, I can't warn other people and say, look, if you're dealing with Chinese people, they're gonna beat you up. I can't say that, or I should say, caring people. They're not going. I can't generalize all of them and say just because that happened to me, that's what's gonna happen to you.
Correct, ladies and gentlemen. All men do not cheat. All men do not have girlfriends. All men do not have side pieces.
Right.
The majority of men do not have sex at all. All right. And that's the truth.
That's true.
But you got to be a man to understand that.
Right. See, that is correct.
Women don't see those guys because they ain't checking for them.
Right. And that's what I want to get to. Like, I think the women have to, and it's gonna be tough because women should get what they want. They feel like this. They should get the perfect guy. She needs to check all the boxes. The guy you want, he might not be the guy you need. And in life, that's what you got to break out of. You may want the bad guy because something in you is telling you that this is what I want. This is what's, making me excited and all that kind of stuff. But it might be doing it for the wrong reasons.
Correct.
The safe guy, he may be boring. You may not have to fix stuff on him. And some people like fixing stuff that's wrong with men or trying to fix stuff that's wrong with men. And you're not going to be able to do it because the man don't care. He's doing what he want to do.
Correct. You cannot build up a person. You cannot build a man. You cannot improve a man. If you think you've done that, you're wrong.
No, they think they have.
You can inspire a man. Like if I'm like, man, that girl is so good. I got to do better for myself. Mm-hmm. You can inspire a man, but you can't build him up. But you know what some women will say too, like they'll be in a relationship and they'll be like, I got him ready for the next woman. He's not ready for me, but when we break up, he'll be perfect for the next woman. They like to say that. So they feel like sometimes they build him up for the next relationship. And guys will say the same thing. I got that pussy right for the next man.
So it's that true.
I got to go into the deal. You don't have to deal with that pooch. Which ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
We got her shaving above her lip now. I got her right for the next man. We can say the same thing, Brandon.
But let me ask you a question. This is way off topic. This is a personal thing. Just because I tell my wife, I don't want no woman with no completely flat stomach or no abs and all that stuff. I just don't want that no more. Like, it's just not appealing to me. What about
Brandon,
you?
You got a small woman. What is you talking about?
But I'm just saying a flat stomach with abs because I think a lot of women like to work out and they want a flat stomach. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a flat stomach for me. How do you feel about that?
All right. If you watch our last episode, we talked about finesse 2 times. And we were saying those women are like thick.
Thick, right. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of guys, with your eyes are closed and the lights are off, you may like that.
Yeah, right. You will like that. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You may like that. I don't know what the reason. Right. Well, I know what the reason, because that means they can carry a child better.
Well, that's one. and just soft. And like I say, it's nothing wrong with being soft and being not perfect or being not what people see online as perfect. It's okay. Be yourself. That's all I'm trying to say.
Correct. Long as you healthy, and usually obese is not a healthy. Right, so if your BMI is extremely high, that's usually not healthy. Right. So as long as you are healthy at the same time, guys may like stuff to rub on. We like to rub on. What you want to rub on, Brandon? Something soft or a rock?
Something soft.
There you go. And there you go. Feel like you ain't gonna hurt a person when you lean up on them.
All right. So we did debunk one of the things she said. She said all guys in a relationship, they're going to have multiple side chicks. That's not true.
And they bring a whole lot of mess. And it does not change as they get older.
Right.
So women, ladies, do not listen to what she just said. She's projecting negative. They like to, what they call when they use their words to create stuff.
Manifest?
They like to manifest stuff. In this interview, if you watch the whole time, she's a manifester.
Yeah.
So she is manifesting guys to cheat on her.
Right. Or just making that like that's our normal. No, that may be what you think a normal is just because you got cheated on, but no. And before we go to the next thing, do you watch the video? Do you think that's somebody that you will want to date the way she talked to that young lady?
Hell no.
Yeah. So if somebody's dating you and they hate you, everything you say, you got an attitude and this and that, and you firing back, they might cheat on you. They really might because they're unhappy. But go ahead.
In video number 3, I got a note. She hate man. This woman hates man.
Right.
But she didn't say it yet. We just showing clips. But you need to watch the whole thing. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm 40 years old, just turned 40 a couple of weeks ago. Y'all know I've been very transparent about my motherhood journey. I'm doing it solo by choice. Y'all know I froze eggs at 34 years old. I'm doing this. I'm excited to be a mom. I'm scared as hell. I know it's going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And yet I cannot wait to enter this mother era of my life. And also, Lauren, I don't think this is how most Black women want to do it.
Why? I was going to say, why solo by choice?
Well, several reasons. Number one, I'm no longer willing to wait to activate my pursuit of motherhood. I'm no longer willing to wait. I've been married and divorced in my late 20s. I had also a long-term relationship many years ago. I ended an engagement during the pandemic. I'm ready for my baby. Right. I am ready to build my legacy in this way. I am ready to pour into someone other than me. Finally, it took me a very long time to get here.
Selfish.
When she ready, she ready. Okay. Now, I don't think that most women, most Black women desire doing this. I am 40 years old.
All right, Brandon, I'm going to break this down to a man's term.
Okay.
You got 2 options, Brandon. Since it's your choice, right?
Yeah.
I got a gun on the table. I go pick it up and blow your brains out.
Okay.
Or me and you could go to dinner. Which one you picking?
Going to dinner.
All right. She said it's her choice, but she don't like this choice.
No, that's not her real choice, but she's wanting to make it her choice.
But she don't like it. Why you choose something that you don't want?
Because you're selfish and you're stubborn. And the problem is what I think, and you can, like I said, you can feel however you want to feel about yourself, but she needs to change some things about herself, but she doesn't want to do it. She don't want to do it.
Correct. This woman, I would say, now maybe I'm going to say it right. I say 95% of Black women want her looks, want her money,
right,
and want her education.
Yeah.
And now her blackness coming out, so I can see the Negro hair at the roots. I didn't see that before. I don't know what happened. She used to have the Michael Jackson. Now she got that. So I'm proud of it. I like that.
I actually like that for sure.
If you got everything that most Black women want, not they colorism, they want the long hair, they want to be in shape, they want the money, they want the education, and they still in shape at the age of 40. What is the problem?
And you know what? I know what the problem is. It's too much money. Kind of like what we were talking about the other day with Finesse 2 Times. You said, Brandon, if I give you $10 million, you may act differently. And that's what it is. Like, I think having a good amount of money, a decent amount of money, yeah, it'll keep you grounded, kind of. But if you give me $3 billion, I might start feeling myself. I may start changing. This is not everybody, but if your character, your foundation isn't solid as a person, and you're not really grounded, you're not really a good person, you're not really looking for, an equal partner, it's gonna go to your head. And I see it going, it's gone to her head, because you can hear in the interview she talked about expensive bags, she's done this and that, traveling, flying all over the place. She's in her ego right now.
And what man that makes $500,000 a year want to hear all that?
None. And he don't want to hear complaining. He don't want to hear ego. He don't want to fight with somebody. When you're trying to date somebody, it's supposed to be about love and coming together, not this arrogant persona that she's growing into. And like I said, she's talking about traveling the world. That's another thing. When you hear somebody talking about traveling the world and doing all this stuff, like, that's great. We'll go travel and do that. But you're making the pool smaller and smaller if you're trying to find a partner.
Here's the thing, Brandon. These women want to travel the world with a husband, but they don't qualify for a husband.
How so?
It's okay. A lot of women, once they get older, on Kendra G, Singles Club.
Okay, go ahead.
When they get between 42 and 60, they want to travel a lot. They are.
Why though?
No,
Why?
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
They got the kids. They make money, but they want him to make a lot of money at the same time.
Right.
But the main purpose of a male figure, Brandon, I'm about to say you laugh. Brandon's main purpose as a man is to be a companion while overseas.
Right. Right. Okay.
Do that even make sense?
No, it don't. It don't. I'm supposed to be running a household in America at home, maintaining a home day to day. And if you have kids, like going to school, taking them to school, picking them up, doing those kind of things,
building stuff.
Right. Saving. I'm not saying you can't travel, but you just can't do everything at the same time. You just can't do it.
Travel is a side effect of a successful relationship.
Okay.
But people, usually young black ladies, they want the travel to be the number one thing.
Right.
That's the byproduct. I mean, you want to travel with a person who can fight with you. You want to travel with a person, if you get sick over there, they ain't going to leave you over there.
Correct.
You ain't going to find that on the first date.
Right.
It takes time for that.
Yeah, you have to grow that. You have to let that mature. You have to let a relationship mature into something that's a real relationship, somebody you can trust. And y'all have already had these conversations about, do you want kids? How do you feel about religion? All these kind of things.
Watch this. Brandon, if your wife, God forbid, this is a scenario, never gonna happen. If she needs you to take care of her for 8 months, will you still be there on the 9th month?
Yes, I will.
You better, because I had to whoop your ass.
But do you think she knows I will? She knows I will.
Yeah.
Just because we've had, not saying similar circumstances, but I've taken care of her. I have a track record. Like, we've been married a long time. Like, those things build up to, the trust that you need for something like that.
And people, if you're watching this whole live, I will willing to provide corrective actions 2 times if Brandon step out of line on his side. They say, don't do that.
Right. And that's accountability. And that's what you should want from your friends. They shouldn't encourage you to do the wrong things if they're your real friends. Should I encourage you to say, Lewis, you just go ahead and have a baby by yourself? You can do it on your own. I wouldn't encourage you to do that just because I know what it takes to have a baby and take care of a baby and raise a baby. So she's going along with this, and she's going to have a rude awakening, because it's not something that's just easy and you can just take care of it. And especially when you're selfish. I don't think she understands how selfish she is, but you have to be selfless when you're being a parent. Go ahead.
She said, I've been pouring in myself for so long. I'm ready. Once she got all the... the Bible says you get all the riches, but lose your soul.
Right.
Well, she got all the riches. Right. I'm ready to pour in somebody else. But imagine how much blessings she had if she find the right man that God made for her.
Right.
And they poured into each other.
But I think, and this is the problem, like if you worship money so much that that's your number one thing you're looking for, it's going to cloud your judgment and you're not going to get what you really need. Like she can have all the money in the world, but she knows deep down inside, she really, really, really wants that partner. And she just knows she's not going to get it. So she just kind of hates all men because all of y'all just cheat. It's not me. It's y'all. Nobody's perfect for me. And that's not true. It's about compromise. She has to come together with another man. And you have to kind of give up certain things here, and she gonna have to give up certain things there. That's how it works.
Correct. They both have to give up. It's when one person don't give up. That's when the problem got. Let's watch this clip. This is the third one or the fourth one, second to the last.
Stop it, Charlamagne.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
I don't even think we should be talking to guys.
I don't want to hear from any men.
Yeah, I don't think we should be talking to no men about this.
This is not a conversation for men to co-op and celebrate their mediocrity.
I agree.
Jesus.
Back to the
like a hater.
Expectations for you, boy.
I teed it up right for you, Charlamagne. Thank you. No, because that co-op is happening. And don't think I don't see it in the comments.
I can't wait to use that in an argument.
Jesus.
You just co-oping your mediocrity.
You don't know what that man identified as, but all right, let's go to another caller. Hello, who's this?
Not that y'all didn't know what he identified as.
All right.
Hello?
All right, Brandon. If you want, first of all, to have a baby, you need sperm, ain't it?
Right. So men are automatically in the conversation, but whatever.
Okay. All right. Now she wanted, per her words in this interview, she wanted a loving husband that'll be there for her the way she needed. But she refused to listen to any man.
Right.
How can you want if a man may have the roadmap? Okay, a man do have the roadmap, what you need to get there.
Right.
Why you won't listen to the man on follow that roadmap?
I have no this because she thinks she know everything, so she's just not gonna listen. She's not gonna bend. She's not gonna break. So she's gonna be on her own. But when she has this baby, you think that baby gonna listen all the time? You think you're not gonna have to tell that baby something twice or 3 times?
Yeah.
So what you gonna leave the baby to? Don't break up with the baby, but that does happen too. People get tired of being a parent, and she may push it off on the grandma. That does happen too.
Brandon, tell me this: who will give you the best advice about your mom?
The best advice about
your mom, a man or a woman?
A woman. I would say a woman.
Why is that?
Because they're the same. I'm not gonna say creature, but they're the same sex. They've gone through similar things.
Okay. Who would give you best advice about your brother? To how to talk to your brother? A man,
somebody who has go ahead,
or a woman?
A man.
All right. Now on this chart right here, I have husband plus wife equals children.
Okay.
Now, how Miss Eboni Williams wanted now? Let's take it back to math class. Now, a wife equals children minus the husband. So she don't want no input from the husband.
Right. You don't need it. You don't need it, Lewis. You don't need a man, except for the sperm in the beginning.
And they call guys the mediocre.
Yeah,
the man, I mean, what, Brett? You ain't know you. So she called me.
Right. What if I called up to the show just because I wanted to talk to her? I can't even talk to her about this subject just because I'm a man and I'm mediocre because all men are mediocre, and I love hyping up my mediocrity. That's just not fair. And like I say, stubborn. That's stubborn.
And this is one of the reasons that her ex. This is not gossip. Her ex-fiance, she said she broke up with him, but he chose. No, he called fiance. Okay. They broke it off.
Okay.
He chose to hang out with his grown children during the pandemic that get him some some pussy anytime he wanted. What kind of woman is? What kind of Brandon?
But you can already tell she was even talking to it. They set it up there. It's like, look, Ebony, we're gonna let you talk to another woman. She actually agrees with what you say, but she disagrees somewhere. So y'all should be able to get along because she's on your team. Y'all are women. Women stick together. You trying to encourage other women. So she was even attacking the young woman. I can't remember her name was Taylor or something like that.
No, the young woman was attacking her.
But they were. She was like, I don't agree with everything you're saying, so I'm just gonna go on some of the points that I don't agree with.
The young woman said, the girl with the bad, she on TV. If I was a dad, I said, you gotta get your hair right. All right, don't come on this damn TV
with the little braids or whatever.
Yeah, don't come on TV. Get your hair right because it's national TV. We talking about her right now,
right?
You know, and we got 25,000 subscribers. You know, tuning in every day. Right. But she was like, I disagree that women per man, women value go down as they get older.
And how do you feel about that?
All right. If it's a long time relationship, a woman value does not go down if you in a relationship and you roll it up.
Yeah.
But if in her case, she's looking 40 years old, 35 years old. You looking for a guy that makes 6 figure, is 6 feet tall, handsome like your boy here, but smaller. And you think a guy on that level is going to want a 40-year-old woman stuck in her ways?
Stuck in her ways. That part. That's the part. That's the part.
Or you could get a 28-year-old woman halfway stuck in her ways, but if you put some dollars on the table, she'll free right out. You see?
Yeah.
You know, and right now her pregnancy, she talks about this show. She's $50,000 in on the effects of busting a nut. All right.
Right.
People have sex for free every day for 4 minutes and have a baby.
Right.
As she got older, she got to spend $50,000. And see,
is that a scam? Is that a scam?
No, that ain't no scam. That's hustling, baby. That's hustling.
But does that make? I mean, I get what she's doing. Why? Okay, let's just say I'm a female and I want to have a baby. You think this is what I'm about to do? I get that she's older. That's a lot of money,
Brandon. You can have you as a female raised by a mom and father with values and morals. You'll have your first child at 25 years old, in a marriage with a degree, with a husband that works.
Right.
Easy. Why people just can't do that?
Because they don't know what they want. They're misguided in selecting a partner. I think people want to have fun and they want a serious relationship at the same time. And they ended up having fun. And I think sometimes women get so emotionally attached to the wrong person. Sometimes their decision making is altered and they'll end up doing stuff that they know they wouldn't do. But sometimes love or lust or whatever it is make them make bad decisions. And they'll hope, well, I think I can change this person and help him mold into who I think he should be or who I see him be. And you can't always do that.
I don't know. I post this on our channel or my channel. Here's my theory. A woman only could love 2 to 3 guys in her lifetime.
Okay.
So if she don't marry one of those 3 gentlemen, she'll be bitter or feel a certain way for the rest of her life.
But should you do that? You cannot do stuff like that.
What you mean cannot?
You can't harbor something again that happened to you from a male.
Brandon, it's a woman. She ain't made to be fucking a lot of people.
That's a good point too.
She got,
but if you
the 3 guys she gonna like, and if Brandon is number 4, he gotta have 6 figures, right. 6 feet, a career, and all this.
Right.
If you 1 through 3, you don't need 0 because she fucks with you.
Right, correct. But why is that? Why that doesn't make any
women.
sense?
That is women, and the lucky guys who get married. I hope Brandon is one of those 1 in 3. I think he is because he's still married.
Okay, what is break it down?
You in 1 in 3. So you one of the whoever your wife loves, you one of them.
Right.
So she will be her best, overlook things. You don't have to come with what I say, Brandon, 6 figures,
right?
6 inches,
right?
All this. You could come with
as you are, kind of like like
come as you are, and you're good,
right?
You know, women.
But when you're talking about dating somebody and being married to somebody, shouldn't that be like one of the main things? Like, I really love this person. I genuinely love this person. That's why I'm with them. Not necessarily like, okay, they got to be 6 feet tall or 6 figures. Like, that's cool. That's great. But what about the intangibles that's going to keep you guys together? Like,
Brandon, they love them 1 to 3 guys, but the 1 to 3 guys don't love them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see your theory.
And they gone, and they be bitter.
They burn out. So the love is burnt out.
No, they be thinking about shit. That guy number 2, he put that dick down on me right. So every time you dick me down, I don't like it too much.
Yeah,
because I'm comparing you with a guy who left me.
Yeah, I got you. But does that go back to the thing? So should we try to not have sex until we get married, or is that's out of the cards?
Who you talking to me?
I'm just talking about in general. Should we not? Well, let me ask you this.
Okay, I'll tell you this. You should limit your amount of partners, because every time you have sex with a person, a little bit of that person is with you all your life. So you should limit your amount of partners. Some people will disagree with me, but those are people with STDs. All right. So what you got, Brandon?
Nothing. I agree. But back to, because when you told me about this clip, I know it's Eboni Williams, and she said the bus driver thing. She wouldn't date a bus driver, and that was I guess a viral moment.
It was.
But this I actually do agree with what she was saying as far as women should, put their careers, take serious consideration of your career. There's nothing wrong with that. But the other stuff, the underlining stuff that she got going on in her head is the problem. On the surface, what she was saying is good. It's great. Focus on your education. Be serious about your partners and that kind of stuff. But that other stuff, I don't know.
That whistle, that hate at the end of it, in the middle of it.
Don't whistle like you said with the other guy. Yeah. You're saying something, but everybody else is hearing a different thing on a different frequency.
Now, Brandon, we go listen to 2 clips. We have the first caller was a male. She dogged him out. This guy could have been a preacher. All right. He could have been a senator.
Right. You don't know. She didn't give him a chance.
She dogged him out.
Right. It could have been her daddy. Know who it was.
No, she had her daddy. That's why she going through this.
Well, that's another thing. Go ahead.
We're going to listen to 2 callers, guys. This is a uncontrolled test. Let's hear raw black women. I assume they're black women because they talk like it. Talking. You ready?
Yes.
You got a question, comment? Let's discuss.
Oh, well, I just kind of wanted to agree with her. First of all, she stated that if this is what you want in your life, this is what I suggest. So she was not pushing that on anyone. But if we're being honest, that's what our counterparts teach their girls, to go to college and find a husband. Education is almost secondary to especially white Southern women. So I don't see a problem with it.
Is that true?
Thank you, sis. Yes. It absolutely is true. So, I went to UNC Chapel Hill, a very predominantly white institution in the South, as the good sis just mentioned. And that ring before spring shit is serious for them. And it's twofold. What they're looking to do, because our counterparts tend to view marriage primarily through a lens of economic stability. Let's be clear. Yep. And historically, we know that is the nature of marriage. Correct. It's a transaction of sorts. And I know once again, the tears are going to roll when I say that out loud for some.
You got a question, comment?
All right. I want to say a fact. I don't got it over here.
Okay.
All Black women counterparts are doing better than Black women. I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
All Black women counterparts are doing better than Black women. Now, I don't want to say no hate, so let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
All Black male counterparts, except for the Hispanic male, and we neck and neck, are doing better than Black guys. So we ain't the bottom of the bottom. We make $50 more than the Mexican boys. All right. We got them by $50 a week.
Right.
But on this demographic, their counterparts are doing a whole lot better. So, Brandon, why other women that say, hey, find a husband, build a family, and get some stability, why our women would say something different? Why your mom would teach her granddaughter something different, Brandon?
She won't. Like, I was trying to think, what would I tell my daughter? But that's a good thing. What would my mom tell my daughter as far as how she's growing up, what to aspire to, how to move through life? I think sometimes the Black women focus too much on stuff that doesn't matter, when other races are focusing on stuff that's going to help the family. Like, that's what we got to do at the end of the day. We can't help ourselves. Both of us can't be bossing up at the same time. Like, if you want to be a boss and I be a boss, the family is not going to be a family.
Wrong. Brandon, no, y'all both can boss up.
Well, and a separate
but the number
way.
one priority has to be the family.
Correct. I agree with that. But do you think that's what her goal is? To boss the family up or to boss herself up?
She fell for the American dream, individualism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the American delusion teach people to pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Mm-hmm.
In all actuality, the whole family is grabbing a side of the boot and pulling the whole family up.
Right.
So
because it's easier to do it that way. And if everybody's working together, communicating, that's how you win. You playing Spurs basketball under Popovich.
It's not easier. It's safer to do it.
It's safer.
Way.
Yeah, it's safer.
Because it's harder to work with people. Mm-hmm. All the Latinos that moved in with a half a mile from my location now, each home costs like maybe $500,000. Each home got 3 damn families in it, Bernie.
Right. Yeah.
They live in a safe neighborhood, splitting the household bills 3 ways.
Right.
And chilling.
Right.
One family bought a home this big. 6 months later, not a home this damn big. And they lived in and worked on it at the same time. Got the best home on the street.
Right.
A whole porch and everything.
And like I say, it might not always be the easiest. Like you say, doing that is not always easiest, but and the outcome may be a lot better because you're able to save, you're able to build, and you're not just out in this world struggling every month, hoping things get better. Then your car break down, and then something else happen. Like, it's just better when you work together as a family.
Now, thanks to our president Joe Biden, they had CNN watched a family travel from Guatemala to south of the border.
Mm-hmm.
Husband, wife, and kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that family go walk those hundreds of miles, cross rivers and rivers, dodge the
coyotes, all kind of stuff.
Coyotes. When they get to America, how can you compete with a family who work together and went through all that mess?
That's good. That's a good point. Like, us versus that, we're not gonna be able to compete.
Now, bring us back to 1865. 1865, Black folks was freed in America for a year. And over the next 10 years, the biggest economical boom for Black folks happened fresh out of slavery.
Yeah.
Why? Because we was working in the field together. Only person we had is us.
Yeah.
Once we got freed, some of us broke broke off, still with the family, and started to build together.
Right.
And now it's all effed up now, baby.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, we go watch the
video. Hey, what's your name?
Sophia.
Hey, Sophia. What's your question for Eboni K Williams?
Not question. Well, I guess a question. I have a few things. Like, how were you raised? I seen that you were 40. I'm 48. I'm a black woman raised with black women. We were not raised to go look for a man. We were not raised to, it doesn't matter. Like, we wasn't raised to just go look for a ring. Oh my God, I just have to have a man. We were raised to respect ourselves, to love God. And if God saw fit for us to be married, our husband would find us. Like, it's like you putting your failures, or how that you seem like you failed because you didn't get a ring in college, that you putting it off on other women, especially black women, when that's not how black women, I don't know any other race, but that's not how I was.
She was saying that's not how she
doing.
Raised.
But that's what is she doing? That I don't agree with that last part she was saying. She said Eboni K Williams was trying to put it off on black women. Is she putting it off on black women, or is she putting it off on black men, or both? I guess she could be doing it both. Honestly.
Let's listen to that again, because you threw me off. I was about to say something mean, but I don't need to say it because we need to be more softer.
We do.
You disrespected God in that nonsense what she just said. But let's play it again.
Hey, what's your name?
Sophia.
Hey, Sophia. What's your question for Eboni K Williams?
Not question. Well, I guess a question. I have a few things. Like, how were you raised? I seen that you were 40. I'm 48. I'm a black woman raised with black women. We were not raised to go look for a man. We were not raised to, it doesn't matter. Like, we wasn't raised to just go look for a ring. Oh my God, I just have to have a man. We were raised to respect ourselves, to love God. And if God saw fit for us to be married, our husband would find us. Like, it's like you putting your failures, or how that you seem like you failed because you didn't get a ring in college.
All right, this is what she said. She said if black women don't have a husband and something by 40, in her opinion, in her life, she failed.
Mm-hmm.
But she Brandon, what you think about that caller?
I don't know. I'm very confused. I want to agree with some of the stuff, but it
agree with what?
It doesn't make any sense. No, but
I agree with it. I
agree with some of the stuff. Like, I don't think women should be trying to worry about getting married. I think you should want to get married, but you also need to be focusing on yourself and figuring out who you are. I think that's very important. And what you're looking for in a partner. Like, getting married.
No, don't say partner, because you said they can't get married, and you're talking dumb as hell now. But
okay, but go ahead. But like, when you're growing up as a woman, I think you need to figure out who you are and what you're looking for and what qualities you're looking for in a partner. Not necessarily be trying to get married. Like I tell my daughter, you don't need to be worrying about getting married. I'm gonna tell her the same thing when she's in high school or in college. Don't worry about getting married. Go ahead.
No. Damn it, she ain't gonna learn how to cook. She ain't gonna know how to clean.
That doesn't have anything to do with that. We can show you those things, but you trying to actively, and I think that's the problem. Like, people want to get married so bad, when it doesn't happen, it's just forget it. I don't even want to get married no more because it didn't happen. You can't rush certain things. Certain things are gonna happen to you when it's time. Go ahead. You just, okay. But you do disagree.
I disagree with your statement, and you disagree with your own statement. I just don't know you know it yet. Brandon, is life easier with one person in the world or two people working on the same task?
It depends on who you with, though.
If is life easier with one person working on a task or two people working on a task?
That depends on the person, but I'm gonna answer your question. It is easier with two people.
All right. Since it's easier with two people, and since for the last 10,000 years, it seems like families do better than individuals. Individuals be off on the streets getting pimped. why will you tell your daughter not to focus on
not
to look for a husband? Don't put 100% of your focus on,
because you can't until you know who you are and what exactly you're looking for, and when you're ready for that. And that's the problem. I think a lot of people, they rush into things and then they think they have who they're looking for, and you really don't. You haven't even experienced life. Just say when we were 21, did we know what life was? Did we have it figured out?
I knew I wanted to get married and have kids.
Okay, but you haven't done it yet because life isn't that easy.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but that's what I'm saying.
But are you actively thinking about that? Are you actively living life and letting it come to you naturally?
No, I can't let it come to you naturally. You gotta do your own way. You can't live like that. You gotta work to get what you want.
But that's what I'm saying. You work, but you're not forcing it. You're not forcing it. That's how I take it. Like I think sometimes women kind of grow up, they have to get married. So it's a bunch of pressure on trying to get married, trying to have kids. You don't think so?
The problem is they don't got no pressure. That's why they won't.
But that's all people care about. That's all they ask women. When do you get married?
That's why they won't compromise. They don't have no pressure. They ain't trying to.
I think they don't have any pressure now because things are changed. Because they're like, men aren't good, so I don't even have to worry about getting married. But a couple years ago, it wasn't like that. People always ask women, when are you getting married? They did that with my wife. I've experienced it firsthand when we were dating. People always asked us when we get married. It was just a lot of pressure on that. When you're having kids, what are y'all doing? It's not like that anymore, just because people feel like that a marriage is a thing of the past. Like people just not doing
like that. It's still like that with older people. Okay. It's still like that, and y'all got married, so we ain't gonna use y'all. Y'all married.
But I'm saying, like, I'm trying to think. So if
y'all been married almost about 10 years now, ain't it?
Right. But if you're focusing on that, you think we were going into that. That's what we wanted to do. I don't think that's how you could go. You should go into a relationship you should be thinking about, is this person who I want to spend the rest of my life with? Yeah, when you're seriously dating. But if you don't even know what you want or who you are, it doesn't matter, because people, like we just said earlier, women change women get to so many different stages, they'll change. So if you married at this stage, and a woman is still growing and changing, you're going to be gone. So you have to make sure what point you're marrying or settling down with a certain person.
Brandon, I would say 95% of women want to get married.
I agree.
I say 95% of women want to have a baby.
I agree. But the person and the idea is going to change.
Why not?
Go ahead.
Like I said, women counterparts are getting married, and wealth is a lot higher, income is a lot higher than the black counterparts.
Yeah.
Since we live in a capitalist society, why not do that? We did it for 400 something years, but just the last 40 years got you up here talking crazy.
No, because what you said earlier, how women tend to change as they get older, or but that's the thing.
You girls to their 40 for some reason.
You said what?
They be girls to their 40.
So you should, but okay, so you should marry a girl, and then when she turns 40,
no. Back in the day, women used to mature more. They used to say, I can have more stability. I can have more safety. I can have more community if I get married, and we'll have my family and have his family, and we'll make one family.
That sounds great, but go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Now women say, I want this piece of paper so I could be $52,000 in debt. I could have one kid, got one grandma. I got four grandmas in my life, 4 grandfathers in my life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't even make sense, Brandon.
It doesn't make sense. Things are off right now. The world we living in is not normal, but you can't just force some old ideas onto this new world. You can try, but I don't necessarily think that that's the best way to go about it.
The new world is not new. It's still the same. The people who was doing stuff how they've been doing stuff are successful. It's when we pick up these new policies.
I agree.
Kicking the man's out the household. Individualism. That's when the world's going to heck.
Right. All black men, putting all black men in the box, saying that they all do this. Those kind of things aren't good for the family dynamic or what we're trying to build.
Let me back up God for a little bit. This caller said she was raised to love God. If you love God so much, God would tell women you're supposed to be on the authority of a man. Now, the man could be your father or the man could be your husband. Which one are these women on authority, Brandon? The man ain't in the house. I'll let you know. And they don't got no husband.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So do you agree with what she said?
I said
she's not living it. Is she not living it? Is that what you're trying to go ahead?
She's saying
she's saying
how
one thing.
She was raised is really destroying the black community. That's what she's saying. I wasn't raised to try to get married. Well, then that means you can't have a baby then, mama. You can't have a baby. If you ain't raised to get married, you don't need to have a child.
You can't have a baby or have sex.
If you ain't raised to see with a man, you can't do that. I was raised to love God. Obviously, you won't. Because God tells you you're supposed to be in the authority of your father or your husband. And you out here getting that pussy spread wide open. Huh? Nigga coming on your sheets and they ain't your damn husband. Come on. Come on, Brandon. This ain't making sense.
That is not making sense. I think, like I said, I think she was trying to go at the idea.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
She said this too. I don't need to work on to find a husband. The husband go find me. He ain't gonna find you if you out here hoeing it out. Don't know how to talk. Your house is dirty. Your breath stink. And you got 3 baby daddies. God ain't gonna set you up for that.
But let me ask you this, and I do have a slide. The next show we do is gonna address some of this stuff. So, if you're a woman, should you be trying to run men down, trying to say, "Hey, look at me, look at my value," or should you just? But that's what I'm saying. You shouldn't. No. You shouldn't do that. You just be yourself.
No.
Go ahead.
Kevin Samuels, but this is before him. This is a hot topic. Kevin Samuels says, "Are you a wife now?" A lot of these women are not wives now. Case in point, Miss Ebony, she can't get married for what for damn or stay married.
Right.
She's not a wife, so she ain't gonna find a husband. Never find a husband. I listened to a guy named Anthony Daniels or the $1 Million Morning Show. I don't listen too much because he just talking too much.
But I think I've seen his clips too. Yeah.
But he said his dad died. His mom was remarried at 50 years old to a new guy. Why? Because she was a wife. If guys spot a wife, they would snatch her up quick. I mean, real quick.
Right.
Very quick. What man don't want a wife?
And I think that's the thing. Most men do. And but what like I said, we'll talk about this some in the next show we do. What's the problem? Is it the men or is it the women? In your honest opinion?
Both. Let's start with the man since we're the leaders. Okay. Man, you got to get your stuff together.
You do.
We need to start working with other men with like-minded ways. Women, y'all have to get y'all stuff together. Y'all got to behave like wives and become a wife.
Right.
A wife is not having sex with 35 men like Brittany Renner.
Right.
That's her name, Renner?
Right. Yeah, Brittany Renner.
A wife
but that's the image of a woman that they putting out there. When they putting stuff out there, they're making that normal. They're trying to normalize that. Be like, that's okay. She's doing it. She's winning. She's on YouTube. She's being talked about. So it's okay for me to do the same thing. And it's not. You're going to get the same results she gets, but just on a different scale. She's not going to be married or married long, and you're not going to be married.
You know what Nicole said to me a few days ago that I very respected. I respected a whole lot. Guess what you said, Brandon?
What'd she say?
I do not have sex. Well, I do not do that with my friends.
Okay. And why do you respect that? That's a good quality. But why do you respect that? Why?
Because you have to.
You have to separate.
No. You have to be in a relationship for her to do something with you.
Yeah, for sure. You have to look at you a different way.
Yeah, I don't do that.
It's just not like going to playing basketball, but that's what it's turned into, just a casual activity, and it's not supposed to be that way.
And that made me stop and think. Hold on, because I was thinking like the devil. Hold on. and then a new light came over me. Mm-hmm. And I was completely different. But that I found that very respectful. Brandon, should a woman have sex with her friends?
You are able to do whatever you want to do, but
Brandon, I asked
you can't do that. Like I have to answer the question. You answer me you're asking a vague question. So I'm gonna.
Should a woman have sex with a person she's not in a relationship? If she's
not interested in the person, what?
No,
go ahead.
Should women only have sex with husbands, boyfriends, or engaged people? Yes or no?
No, you can't put that on women. Would you do that? Have you done that in the past? but I get where you're going, but you can't do that. You can't.
I done it. I done it. It's not. Early 20s. In my early 20s, okay, I can say that.
Fair. But I guess when you say, all right, you got to put some stipulations on us a little bit. So when you get older in your life, when you're our age, should you be doing that kind of stuff? You shouldn't, because let me tell you what it's going to do. You're going to complicate your life in ways you're not trying to. You should save that stuff for some people that you're interested in, because at a certain point, you run out of time. You can't just be pulling yourself or running yourself thin, doing all this stuff with random people that you have no interest in really dating anyway. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
So,
and 22 needs to be the age. No. 20 needs to be the age. Don't have
stop
sex.
doing it.
Brother, I can have a girlfriend every 6 months. All right.
Okay. So
won't that limit my body count?
It will. And, but I don't think people care about that anymore. Like I said, I think they're trying to normalize that, and it's not necessarily a good thing. People like Sexy Red. She was talking about having an STD, and all this stuff is being normalized, so it's going to be okay. Having unprotected sex, having multiple kids, baby daddy locked up, all this stuff, it's just fine. It's cool. Sexy Red's doing it. She's famous. It's okay.
Now let me say something too before we get off. I'm over with this.
Okay.
Despite a woman may say, I don't have sex with my friends, but if Usher comes around, she will. And that's the truth. That's what you gotta learn.
Right.
That's what you gotta learn. Watch this.
Right.
Brandon's wife got one man. I don't know. She probably knows.
Carmelo Anthony. Go ahead.
Okay, Carmelo Anthony. Now the odds are 1 in a zillion. 1 in a zillion. But if Brandon went to Florida and Carmelo Anthony flew in at your house there, you never know what happened. You see? That's all. And all women got a person.
That's true.
Hers is Nick Cannon. So Nick Cannon come around, I got to punch that nigga in the face. So that's all I'm saying.
All right, but we'll wrap this up. We're going to jump on another live stream topic, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you soon.
All right. Brandon, did you text me that?